UFC 305, Plessis versus Adesanya takes place this weekend, and I'm going to go through the full card breakdown and in detailed predictions, starting with the early prelim opener of... Now, you might think it's a pay-per-view. It's a good pay-per-view now. Why are you sounding excited? It's because I recorded this whole prediction video without turning on my mic, so I'm kind of annoyed. But I guess now it's on. I know it's on now. Let's get through this. Starting with the early prelim opener of Stuart Nickel versus Jesus Aguilar. I'm going Stuart Nickel. He's better than Jesus Aguilar everywhere. I don't think Jesus Aguilar is good. Tatsuo Tara manipulated him in the grappling easily and subbed him. And did everything he wanted to do and destroyed Jesus Aguilar easily. And Stuart Nickel, good grappler, not that big, but he's a good grappler for the division. I just don't see how Jesus Aguilar is gonna get him. I don't see how he's not good. Okay, he's not a good fighter at all. Mateus Mendonça beat him easily. And should have won that fight. It was a robbery. I could go Aguilar, I guess, on damage, but he's not good. Shannon Ross, I KO'd him last weekend. I know everyone in my family that KO'd Shannon Ross. He's terrible. Stuart Nickel's good, coming from the regional scene. And this is UFC debut. I think he'll look good here. A bit open and a bit shaky early on, so I could see maybe getting dropped and then winning the last 2 rounds after Aguilar gasses out, going for a finish. We move on. Up the card, Song Kenan versus Ricky Glenn. I'm going to be going with Song Kenan. Ricky Glenn's terrible. He's actually awful, man. I look at him and go, what the fuck? I really think Ricky Glenn... I don't know what happened to him. He must have gotten, a car accident or something. I'm not even joking. It's not even a joke to say that. I don't know what happened to him. What happened in the period time of 2021 October to... Oh, he did pull out. Oh, he was out for... Man, I guess age can really do you badly. Because he was out for 2 years and looked terrible. From going to a draw with Grant Dawson, who's not great, but he's outside the rankings type level guy, to, from that to getting slept by Christos Giagos, and then got slept by Dober afterwards. This guy isn't great. He isn't good. And Song Kenan's proved me wrong. Against Kevin Jousset, what happened against Kevin Jousset? Oh, he lost the fight to Jousset, but it was a bit of a scrap. He made it decently close, and Kevin Jousset and Carl Solberg are the prodigies right now at Team CKB. And he dropped Bedoya, and at the time, that's a good performance, because Bedoya didn't get dropped once by Chaos Williams. So it speaks to the volume and the power and the timing and precise, accurate shots of Song Kenan. And he dropped Ian Gary. I'll take. MVP can drop him. I know Gary was planning to grapple in that fight, and he did, and won because of it. I'm gonna actually take Song Kenan. I don't think he's bad. I don't think he's bad at all. I actually think he's gonna get the job done here, so I'm gonna go with Song Kenan. KO in the first round. Ricky Glenn's terrible. We move on. Up the card. Tom Nolan versus Alex Reyes. You gotta go Tom Nolan. Fuck, it's really hard to do this again and again. I know I did it only one time. Did this whole prediction, but man, I did the whole thing, so I have to repeat everything again. It's fucking irritating. So I had the enthusiasm when I first did it, but then it's just annoying now. Tom Nolan will win this fight. Alex Reyes, he just isn't good. He isn't good. And the fact that they gave him this fight they probably told him, like, hey, take this fight or else we'll cut you. And by the way, it's not just some old man you're going to be facing. Well, it's a tough prospect in Nolan across the world in Australia. So if you don't take it, we're cutting you, Alex Reyes. We don't need you. Your only relevancy is because you're Dominic Reyes' brother, I think. And if it's not true, that's not true, then you have nothing. So I'm going to take Tom Nolan. He's good. Beat Victor Martinez easily. Did what he needed to do. Got caught by Mata. It happens. We all got caught eventually. I just think Alex Reyes is terrible. Like, where's he good? You don't see Alex Reyes one-punch knock out someone. He doesn't really break someone. He doesn't really have good grappling. He's just there. Like, he's not good anywhere. So I'm actually going to take Tom Nolan to easily beat him in the first round. And I hope I'm correct. I'm going to be correct, or else I don't know what to say anymore. But Tom Nolan's going to get the job done. Bigger by far. Actually have the same reach as Reyes, but I think he'll get the job done really easily. We move on. Up the card. Jack Jenkins versus Herbert Burns. Again, Jack Jenkins will win this fight. Not because of a similar reason now. Herbert Burns isn't good. It's not that he isn't good. It's just he's a quitter, man. This guy doesn't have any heart at all. Maybe he comes out here looking different, but I just don't trust him here. He lost earlier this year to Julio Arce. Before that, he lost to Bill Algeo. I don't really rate Arce and Algeo that highly. I really don't. And then, he lost to those guys. And then he quit against Algeo, by the way. Quit against Algeo. So he had Gilbert Burns carry him out the octagon afterwards. He quit in the middle of the cage, middle of the octagon. What the fuck? Why is Burns not getting up? He's exhausted. That's pathetic, man. That's actually pathetic. People can push through exhaustion. Dricus du Plessis, for example, pushed through exhaustion before his nose surgery. You can't even get up. Yet Dricus goes hard 3 rounds against Brad Tavares. Like, some people just aren't built for this, man. And Herbert Burns just isn't. And I think Jack Jenkins, this is a bad fight for him as well. It's not Jack Jenkins who will take him down over and over again. This guy will break you, Jack Jenkins. He'll break you. A bit overrated in terms of, like, close fight with Chainus. Arguably could have lost to Emmers, but also could have won that. Was beating Shepe. He straight up was beating Shepe Mariscal. But he got his arm snapped. I'm going to go for Herbert. No, I'm not going to go Herbert Burns. What the fuck? I just looked at his name. I'm going to go Jack Jenkins round 2 finish with a body shot. Bum, bum. Puts away Herbert Burns. We move on up the card. That's, easy win there. Casey and jet lag as well. Australian guys on this card, or guys near that area, do a favor in jet lag, in terms of jet lag. Casey O'Neill versus Luana Santos. I'm actually going to take Luana Santos here. Casey O'Neill is not good. She just isn't. I'm going to keep it real brief here. Luana Santos on a winning streak right now. She looked great. Like, she beat Agapova, Egger, Miller, made them all look easy. Finished 2 of them. But I like the switch up. Like, she KOs Miller on the feet, which I think she'll do here to Casey O'Neill. And then, out-grapples Egger, and then submits Agapova. Like, I like that. I like the switch up. Like, the KO, sub. It's not just, submission. Grapple, like every female fighter does. I like the switch up. And I think that will get her the win here. Casey O'Neill is terrible. Lipsky dropped her and then subbed her. Not good, And then Maya beat her. Close fight against Modafferi. And her best win there is Antonina Shevchenko. Antonina Shevchenko. Yeah, I'm gonna take Luana Santos. I like her activity. I like that she's stepping in here. I like her mindset more than Casey O'Neal's, and I think that will get her the win. We move on. Up the card. Joshua Kalibao versus Ricardo Ramos. I'm going to take Joshua Kalibao. Again, man, a lot of quitters on these prelims, man. Ramos is a quitter. Ramos, straight up, is a fucking quitter. And that's true. Taps to Jourdain. Taps to Arosa of guillotines. Can't get out of them. Arosa is decent, but Jourdain doesn't sub people often. He subs you, though. Like, again, it's just a quitter situation. He's fighting Joshua Kalibao, who went to a draw with Jourdain back in the day, who's had good performances. Danny Silva did beat him. Arguably could have won. I don't know. It's one of those fights. But Lauren Murphy, decision against Murphy is where Ramos got TKO'd in the first round by Lauren Murphy. It's pathetic, man. Absolutely pathetic. I'm not picking him to win. He beat Melsick. Good win. He got the win in Australia against Melsick. I like this. He beat Sung Woo Choi. Beat Shai Leonard and Mbeke. And it's usually in his home base. Like, he fought Sung Woo Choi in Singapore. He won. Fought Melsick Bagdasarian in Australia. He won. And this is not in Australia. I think the time zone. He just thrives under the pressure and under the crowd. So, I'm actually going to take Joshua Kalibao to get this one done. By way of... I'll say guillotine. He breaks Ricardo Ramos. To really beat Kalibao, you gotta, first off, have power in your hands. I don't think Ramos has that. And pure grappling. Don't think Ramos has it either. So I'm gonna go Kalibao. We move on. Up the card. Junior Tafa versus Walter Walker. I'm taking Junior Tafa any day of the week. Walter Walker, I don't care. If you lose to Lucas Bursky, I'm never picking you. Unless you win. And, I just can't trust Walter Walker, man. I can't. He's just... he looks like this big, scary freak athlete, but he's just dumb. He has no IQ. He's terrible. Junior Tafa is going to get this one done, definitely. He's slick on the feet, Tafa. Better than his brother, Justin, I think, personally. And, he's lean for the division. He can be muscled around, but Walter Walker, I think, is dumb. And I think Tafa... This is why I made a mistake about the Williams versus Jonathan Deniz fight. I should have picked Jonathan Deniz because of this. These idiots don't shoot takedowns until they're hurt on the feet. And I think Walter Walker, don't think we'll shoot for a takedown series. I think we'll be on the outside or in range with Junior Tafa. And I think Tafa's going to clip him hard to the fact where he's out on his feet. But I don't think he can eat the power of Tafa. So I'm actually going to take Tafa, Junior Tafa, to KO him before Walter even decides to shoot for a takedown. So I'm going to go first round KO for Tafa. Yeah. Mo Usman did out-grapple him, though. But it was a close fight. Honestly, he could have won on damage, Tafa. So, yeah, I'm going to take Junior Tafa here over Walter Walker. And De Lima, I don't mind that loss for himself. And he KO'd Parker Porter, so I think he wins. We move on up the card. Li Jingliang versus Carlos Prates. That's a cool name. Carlos Prates. I'm saying it dumb. It's Carlos Prates. I'm picking him to win. I think he's gonna catch Li in the first round. I think Li Jingliang's good. I just don't think this is it anymore. I think he's out of his prime. 36 years old. Just had a bad back injury. He was supposed to fight Michael Chiesa last year. Had pulled out because he had a spine back injury. Didn't really fully heal. Didn't heal really properly either. And now he's going to be back here. And not just against he's fighting Alex Morono. No, he's fighting Carlos Prates, man. A guy who's explosive. Got good takedowns. And I think Prates is going to knock Li out and beat him to the punch. I like Li Jingliang. I hope he wins. Hopefully they have a press conference with him on it, because I want to see Leach with the suit on. That'll make me happy. But he's not going to win. Prates has takedowns, just in case Li, I think Prates can shoot takedowns here, and Li does have a weakness in his grappling. And on the feet, I think he can beat Lee as well. Protest didn't look great against Giles, but he beat Trevin Giles, which is a solid win. Trevin Giles is always a solid win to have. And then, he beat Radke, which is a solid win. Knocked him out in the first round as well. Knee to the body KO. So, I think Protest will get the job done. KO. I think he's going to be too fast for Leach. And I think that he's going to beat him to the punch. Plus Lee, his last fight hasn't been in almost 2 years now, by the way. In his last fight, Daniel Rodriguez, he should have won that fight. He got robbed, but why are you making it close with Rodriguez? I think Protest lays Rodriguez out cold in the first. Gonna be real honest with you. I'm gonna take Protest round 1 KO. We move on up the card. Speaking of first round KOs, Tai Tuivasa versus Jairzinho Rozenstruik. I'm taking Biggie Boy. I think Biggie Boy gets it done, man. I picked him to beat Gaziev. He beat Shamil Gaziev. And that really shocked me as well. I thought he'd win, like, catching Gaziev at some point. He should have dominated Gaziev. Memes aside, Gaziev's actually alright. Memes aside, rip Lucas Tracy MMA. He's actually alright. So, he beat him easily. Beat Chris Daukaus the way you should beat Chris Daukaus. And I think he's going to sleep Tuivasa in the first, unfortunately. I want Tuivasa to win. It'd be awesome. But, I don't see it. So, I'm going to take Biggie Boy. I think he's good enough to win this one. Yeah, I like Jairzinho Rozenstruik here. I think he gets it done. Only grapplers really figure him out, and Tuivasa doesn't shoot takedown. Unless you're Volkov, who's good, top level, or Ngannou. That's top level. Tuivasa isn't numb, so. And he got whooped by Volkov easy last fight. I don't like his confidence level anymore. I don't think he takes it seriously anymore, so I'm going to take Rozenstruik. We move on up the card. Mateusz Gamrot versus Dan Hooker. Again! Fuck. I'm going to take Gamrot. He's actually good, man. And again, if we're looking at motivation levels here, of who wants the title more, give me Gamrot. He beat RDA, which is a tricky test. Almost got KO'd, though. But he beat RDA. Good performance. You know, then he beat... What? Then he beat Fiziev. Was looking alright against Fiziev on the feet. So I think he'll be alright here on the feet against Hooker. Although I think he should shoot takedowns. And I think he will. And I think he'll sub Hooker in the first for Kimura. He's good enough to. Hooker, he beat Jalen Turner as well. Arguably could have lost, but you get what I mean. Gamrot could have lost to Turner. This is a really annoying one with the part of Jalen Turner. Gamrot still out-grappled Turner and did what he did. You know, Dan Hooker just out-scrapped Turner. When I look at those two fights together, Hooker versus Turner and Gamrot Turner, where Gamrot took it on 2 weeks' notice for Dan Hooker. What a coincidence. Gamrot shoots takedowns. Dan Hooker's trying to, scrap. I think this will be over quick, unfortunately. I hope Hooker wins. We need interest at the top right now. Because at the top of lightweight, there's no interest. It got killed off by Arman Sarukian and Makhachev. And somewhat Holloway as well. I love Holloway, but he's not focused on fighting Ilya. Just took out Gaethje for absolutely nothing. But, yeah, I'm going to go with, I'm gonna take Gamrot. Submission win. We move on up the card. Kai Kara France versus Steve Erceg. Steve. Astro Boy. Erceg. Will win this. He'll win this. He'll win this fight. For his first defense. Kai Kara France, man. He's good. But I just think Steve Erceg is that different guy. I think he's a better Kara France. And I think that he's going to go out there and get a 30-26 win. And beat up on Kara France. Badly. Kara France will survive, be tough. Be tougher than Matt Schnell. But he's not going to win. Ursac's longer, rangier, faster, arguably. Better striking defense. Looks good in these fights. And I just think, man. Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck is this? Oh, I think he looks better in these fights. Way more than Kara-France does. Kara-France arguably should have beaten Albazi, I get it. But Moreno put him away. Usyk hasn't taken that damage yet. Kara-France has. Moreno puts him away in a war. I don't like it for him. He eat Garbrandt. He does good against Askarov. Like, you see these fights, but on Torin. But he's a good counter grappler. We saw that against Albazi as well. Usyk's gonna piece him up. Piece him up easily. So, I'm actually gonna take Usyk, destroying him. He's such a good striker, man. He is good. Should beat Pantoja on damage. Should be the flyweight champ right now. But obviously they have to score with Pantoja. Don't know why. Usyk would be a lot better as a champion, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm gonna take what's his name? Steve Usyk. We move on up the card. 30-26 drops Kara-France. Kara-France survives. Domination. Dricus du Plessis versus Israel Adesanya. I'm taking du Plessis. I'm taking Dricus. I'm gonna make more of an in-depth for this tomorrow, so I'm gonna keep this brief here as well, just to explain why Dricus wins and how he wins. Why he wins. Izzy's getting up there in age, and Dricus is more athletic, in my opinion, than Israel Adesanya at this point. Stronger, bigger. He has takedown threat. I think he'll use a lot of takedowns here on Izzy. And Israel Adesanya, I just don't think gets it done. Sean Strickland bullied him around. Didn't do anything against Strickland. Like, at least make it close. At least make it close against Sean Strickland. Alright? Dricus arguably beat Strickland. Should have lost. No, I don't think he should have lost. It's either way. I don't know who won that fight. Honestly, a draw. Let's be honest. But you can't. Because you've got it scored to someone. We look at two different performances. Dricus looked great against Strickland. You know? This is going to be a worse fight than Strickland probably, man. But you can catch Dricus, and that's like the way Izzy can get this. I just think, man, Izzy's going to have to worry about the power here, the takedowns, the body kicks, the head kicks, leg kicks as well. And he fought a worse version of that in Strickland. I don't think Izzy's going to win. So I'm going to take Dricus 49-46 decision win. I'll speak more of it in depth tomorrow. Like, subscribe, and watch.